This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, this is Paul Larson with Larson Capital. I am here to just give a quick overview on our newest fund, Larson Capital Fund VI. So for those of you who have been with us all along this journey since 2014 when we launched, you'll see that the size of our funds has progressively increased. And much of that's just due to the sheer demand of getting investment dollars into this kind of a property and to diversify outside of the stock market. And so we've been really working diligently to build the infrastructure and the team, and then to find the deals that I'm going to show you here in just a moment. But one of the really exciting things that's happening here is we've quickly begun to build a reputation of being a known buyer for a lot of different places. And so one of the hardest things to do when you're dealing with real estate is to get access to the deals that don't ever get to the market. So it's very easy to go onto a LoopNet or a Zillow or a number of different places and figure out what's publicly available to see out there. But it's much more difficult to get the phone call to work an off-market deal that you're not in a really competitive situation on. And that's happening right now for us. So we're really excited because that is a great impact for our investors. So let me just give you a quick rundown. What I'm going to show you here is the portal that we use with all of our investors. And this is just a demo login, so you can kind of get a flavor for what this looks like. But when you come in here, you'll see a banner that says current opportunities. And one of the things that you'll notice quickly is just an investment summary. And the intent here is to just give you a quick overview of what it is that we're actually doing and some of the strategy behind the fund. So Larson Capital Management has basically come up with this LCF 6 fund with the specific intent and purpose of finding very large investment properties that we're going to be able to sell to a real estate investment trust or a big insurance company down the road. And so you're going to see that a lot of these are big Class A buildings. And we'll probably end up buying about $120 to $140 million of these buildings. And we're looking really all over the United States. But one of the things that we really expect when we put an offer in on a building is to see a reasonable plan for us to generate a 15 to a 20% rate of return net of fees back to our investors over this 5 to 7 year period. If we can't generate that and we can't in a reasonable way do the underwriting to see how we're going to get to that, we're really just not interested. And so what that means for a lot of deals that we look at is we never make it to the point of competing in bids because people are offering a lot more than we're willing to pay. And so that's kind of the driver for the type of investments we're looking at. And I'll give you kind of a flavor for some of the deals that are in our due diligence team right now. If you go to the file section and click this buildings and due diligence, I'll show you this North Carolina one. This is in Raleigh. And we really like this one. And so we're going to end up putting an offer in on this here later in the week, likely. But you'll see that it's a very nice building, and it's got a lot of the detail summarized here in an offering memorandum. And this is a piece, it's a sales piece that's given to firms like ours from the seller. So this is going through a process of due diligence, but we take all of the data from this as well as do our in-house underwriting based on the actual investment property to make sure that we have a reasonable, set of assumptions being used, and then we'll have our own performance created from that. But this does do an overview of kind of the area. We also happen to have an office right there in the area, in Raleigh-Durham area. And so it gives us kind of a bit of an edge to know what's happening in that area. So this is one property we're exploring along with a couple of others. But if this is of interest to you and you're looking for a way to, again, to diversify outside of the market, or you want to reinvest money from other real estate ventures that you're doing, Larson Capital Fund VI is a great place to do it. It's going to be a nice broad diversification across multiple buildings in multiple states. We are looking at quarterly distributions. Our aim is to get to the range of about 8 to 10% that's being distributed every quarter. So that's an annual number. So if you took coming through cost segregations on the depreciation so that you're not paying tax on that distribution every single quarter. So that's really the last piece of this. So it's very similar to Larson Capital Fund V. It's just going to be a little bigger, and it's going to be a little more diversified across multiple states. If you have any questions, feel free to click the link and let us know if you're interested in investing, and we'll get you more detail with the actual subscription agreement and the fee structure and everything else. But it's been great working with you. If you need anything, you know where to find us. Have a great day.